what we'll find out is whatever David's having in his life, or whatever he thinks he's having, is not really reality. And whatever he thinks is happening with Kristen is not really happening. And she doesn't know what's happening with him, but she has her own thing that's going on. And it's just a quandary to everyone, what is happening at all times.
I'm Anna Rumor with Pop Culture, and I've got with us today Katja Herbers and Mike Colter to talk about season 3 of Evil. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, so we ended season 2 with that kiss between Kristen and David. I mean, what a place to pick up. What can we expect to see with these two moving forward into season 3?
Something you don't expect. You're going to see something you absolutely do not expect.
We're going to see, I guess we're going to see David and Kristen and everyone sort of try to figure out their lives. And I think the Kings have just, made everything much more complicated by putting David into the priesthood, because I think the greatest fear was like, well, once he's in the priesthood, what do we do with the storyline and how do we keep it interesting for everyone? And I think also having him and Kristen fall into this accidental kiss in such a very vulnerable moment, and then trying to figure out how to back their way out of that. And where does that leave their relationship? There's just a lot of awkwardness, a lot of uncertainty, and we can't sit in those feelings that long. And so we have to push on. But they've come up with a clever device and a way for us to sort of still enjoy this idea and fantasize about what it is and how it would be, yet still not actually explore anything, because what we'll find out is whatever David's having in his life, or whatever he thinks he's having, is not really reality. And whatever he thinks is happening with Kristen is not really happening. And she doesn't know what's happening with him, but she has her own thing that's going on. And it's just a quandary to everyone, what is happening at all times. And I think that's going to be the fun of it. And we won't get any further along. So good luck with any answers.
Yeah, right. Classic Evil season, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, so many shippers were like waiting for that kiss when you both got that script and got to that part where you like, you're welcome to everyone. Yes. Or what were your thoughts? Yeah. Very much you're welcome.
As an actor, I thought the way that it happened was just so beautiful and challenging to take it to that place of, I'm really laying myself bare for him in everything that I feel awful about. And he accepts me still and loves me still. And then that transitions into passion, and they kind of really could have it all, but they really cannot. And so I just thought that was a beautiful way to do it.
Absolutely. Well, and Mike, now that David is he's been ordained, he broke that vow pretty quickly. I mean, where does that leave his work and his connection with God?
I think what I've learned in the little time I've been pretending to be a priest is that there's a lot of forgiveness in everything. I don't think, I think what I've realized and what I've just sort of come to the conclusion of, aside from the fact that, yes, there's confessions, but David is, he's got a long rope. I mean, he's one of the few Black priests on the globe, let alone in the country, let alone in the immediate area, right? So it's like tenure, right? He's a tenured professor. What are they going to do? I mean, what are they going to take his keys from him? I mean, he's got his own room. It's not going to look good if he gets fired right away. I don't know if he can get fired. I don't think there's a way out. So he's a lifer. So I think he's sort of realizing, like, you know what? You're going to make some mistakes, but for the most part, if you repent, things go on. So he's going to wear that out of it. He might have a few parties. He might throw a couple of little shindigs in the room, who knows? But once you realize that, you get forgiven for a lot, you just gotta live your life, right? YOLO. I think
Mike's talking. This is not
no. David's approach to life now is YOLO. Right?
No, it's not.
That is it. That's what it is.
When David
it's the YOLO season. I love it.
Season for David. What are we talking about? This is it. This is what we're doing.
Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to everyone seeing the rest of the season, and I appreciate your time. I have to know, okay, we're ending season 2 with that kind of interesting ceremony with Leland. What does that mean for his character and the trajectory of season 3?
It's just one more thing, it just shows you that Leland's circle is a wide circle, and he has a lot of interests and pursuits. and most of them are kind of bone chilling. He's busy, which is scary when you think what his agenda is, which is mayhem or misrule. And he seems to have unlimited resources. I don't know where he gets his money, but he seems also to be able to travel at will and to be in 20 places at the same time. So it does make me wonder, and of course I don't know and I would never ask, but what exactly is he?
Yeah, well, and as the show's mythology kind of unfolds, and of course you're no stranger to a deep mythology, but how much of Leland's ultimate goal are you even clued in on? How much of it are you just kind of watching back with us and enjoying the ride?
Oh, beyond destroying David and Kristen, I'm not sure what his, well, of course he wants to contribute to the oncoming demon revolution or whatever, but that seems like that's an agenda for all time. I don't know if it's achievable, but maybe he thinks it is achievable. Maybe that's it. Actually, I was going to say, I don't know his Uber mission, nor do I want to know, but that could be it. Well, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's the team he plays with. So
absolutely. Well, and now that he's part of kind of the other team too, I mean, how is that going to change the dynamic? They're up close and personal all the time now. How's that going to change how he pursues his goals?
I don't, he's just going to go, he's a mad improviser. He's like Iago in Shakespeare's play Othello. He's hell bent to just make trouble. And it doesn't really matter so much what the circumstances are and the environment in which he's working. He will figure out what is most destructive, and then he'll go to work to make that happen.
Well, it seems like the only person who even kind of gets under Leland's breezy attitude is Sister Andrea. And how do you think that is, and how do you think Leland's new positioning for the season is going to affect that whole dynamic?
She's more dangerous to him than any other character that I can think of on the show. He sees her for what she is, which is a real thing. She's a living human with the power, with church magic at her fingertips. So she's trouble, and she's incorruptible. So he has to find some way to bring her down, to have her be cast out or, discredited.
And that's not an easy task, but I also wouldn't put anything against Leland. He seems very, very crafty. I wouldn't bet against him.
He's smart, but there are situations and stuff where he meets his match, but it doesn't deter him that much. He just sidesteps and then goes on with plan B.
Absolutely. And that must be a blast as an actor to play this character, because he is just so much fun to watch. What is that like for you?
It's a lot of fun to play. And it's also fun to see other characters' reactions to him, to his little spells and tricks and stuff. It's a great pleasure. It's a character actor's dream to play this kind of part, which has as many colors as I can think of in it. Both humor and terror and philosophy and high language, all that stuff that I like.
Well, it's a delight to watch, and I can't wait for everyone to see the new season. Thank you so much for all your time today.
Thanks a lot. It was nice talking to you.